It's April 7th. Welcome to YTHW.com. A few announcements and then an important message. We will have a Liberty Dialogues conference call on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. These calls are very powerful and essential for knowing how to confront governing authority. If you want to attend, you must have the SOU for You package. You can find the link at YesToHellWith.com. Now, the drawing for the physical copies of the entire 5-volume series of the Liberty Dialogues is now underway. If you have the SOU for You package, send an email to info@YesToHellWith.com. Place April 15th drawing into the subject line and include your name and email address. Some of you have begun the process of creating your statement of understanding and sending good faith belief letters to national agencies and representatives. This should give you peace of mind. For those who want to learn more about this, go to statementofunderstanding.com. Now for an important message. I recently received an email. Somebody accused me of pushing religion and that I would have more success if I did not do so. Well, first of all, I do not push or promote religion. Second, I'm not interested in growing this platform merely for the sake of followers and numbers. The Liberty Dialogues are not designed for the masses, nor are they intended to appeal to everyone. They are meant for a discerning and select few, people willing to think carefully, question assumptions, and examine authority rather than simply accept it. For that reason, I am not concerned with changing the message to gain broader approval or to make it more comfortable. Those who are interested in truth, logic, and genuine inquiry will either find value in the Liberty Dialogues and my content, or they will not. At most, I have occasionally referred to the general history and traditions of the United States, which necessarily includes references to language, beliefs, and culture that influenced many Americans throughout history. Discussing that history is not the same as promoting a religion. The Liberty Dialogues are centered on authority, jurisdiction, status, standing, and obligation, and only then comes enforcement. They are a framework for analysis, not a faith movement. And anybody from any persuasion of religious faith, to include atheists, can use the Liberty Dialogues to prevail against the presumptive governing authority. I would challenge anyone to identify a single instance in which I have attempted to proselytize or urge anyone to adopt a particular religion or suggest that participation depends on religious belief. No such example exists. People of every background, religious, non-religious, or somewhere in between, can apply the Liberty Dialogues equally. The ideas stand or fall on logic, structure, and evidence, not on whether someone shares any particular belief system. At the same time, it is historically impossible to discuss the development of freedom in America without acknowledging the influence of Judeo-Christian ideas upon the country's founding principles. Concepts such as inherent rights, equality before the law, limits upon government, and the belief that rights come from something higher than the state did not arise in a vacuum. That does not mean everyone must share the same faith, but anyone who lives in America should at least be willing to reconcile with the historical reality that these ideas played a foundational role in the American understanding of liberty. One of the tragedies of modern America is that many churches have lacked the courage to defend even the rapidly fading freedom that still remains. Too often, institutions that should speak clearly about truth, conscience, and the limits of power have remained silent while authority expands. A free people must believe that truth exists above government and beyond the preferences of those in power. If society rejects any higher source of truth or moral authority, then the state itself tends to become the final authority. And when the government becomes the sole author of truth, freedom becomes increasingly fragile. To ignore the role that faith played in the formation of a free people is not neutrality. It risks promoting the ideas that there is no higher overseer of truth, no greater originator of rights, and no authority above the state itself. History repeatedly shows that when people cease to believe in anything above government, they eventually become more willing to submit to that very government. My point is not to convert anyone to a religion. It is to recognize that the American idea of liberty has long rested upon the belief that man possesses rights that government did not create and therefore cannot rightfully destroy. And as always, may truth reign supreme.